By the way, when we purchased that shack tent in 1958 at a cost of $175.
Oh, 58.
58, I said, didn't I?
Yes.
Good. 58 at $175.
You'd hardly buy that for now.
You couldn't buy it now.
It was a doctor in Prince Albert, and it had tulips painted around it, and everybody knew the cabin.
Well, we haven't seen a shack tent yet. Could you kind of describe what a shack tent is?
Well, a shack tent is a temporary building that you put up in the spring and take down in the fall. It had four walls, at two ends in the side walls, and a wooden floor, and of course a canvas roof.
So how did you initiate the setup in the spring? What did you have to do?
Well, we had to phone Mr. McLaughlin. Is it Elwood, his name? Eldon McLaughlin. And we'd phone him ahead of time, tell him, the date we would be arriving and the approximate time. And when we came here, he called Arne if the floor and the walls weren't there. It was ready to go. Then from there, after we got it up, or maybe an hour before that, we'd let him know when we were ready for the furniture, right, Peg?
Yes, we had to phone for the furniture, and our dishes and cooking supplies were all in a big box that looked like a trunk. Everybody had made these boxes, and they were out of rough lumber, and I never found one thing broken.
What kind of furniture did you have? How big was this thing anyway? How big was this temporary home?
Well, they were legally supposed to be 15 by 15, but everybody pretty well built a 14 by 16 which is the size of lumber.
Right.
So that was what most of them were.
Not a big space. So what sort of furniture did you have in it? Because you had 4 children, correct?
Oh yeah, we had 4 kids because of Peggy. But what we had in there, and you can help me, Peggy. Let's start with the wooden coal stove. What else did we have in the cabin?
In the cabin?
Yes.
Well, the back part was divided with 2 beds. And of course, when we first started, we had 2 children under 2. And so they were in one bed, Rainey and I were in another. And then out in the living room, we had what was called a Toronto couch that folded out and made into a bed for 2 people if you had company. Then you had a table and probably 4 chairs, and we had some benches that came with our cabin, and a washstand, and a stove, and
a basin,
a cupboard for the dishes, and that was basically all we had.
Basic is right.
Yes.
Basic is right. Well, did you?
Oh, we had an ice box too, by the way.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Did you eat all your meals in the shack, in the cabin, in the shack tent?
Well, we ate most of our meals in the camp kitchen, but the majority of people ate in their cabins, because in the camp kitchen, you can probably describe it as well as I. There was a big cooking stove and 4 tables, weren't there?
There was an ordinary size kitchen table in those days.
No, but in the camp kitchen, there were 4 tables.
in the camp kitchen. Yeah, there were 4 picnic tables and benches and a stove in the middle. And it was the people closest to the camp kitchen normally used to each got a table. We did share our tables.
All right.
But the children got so that come supper time, they would walk around the stove and look in all the pots and see what the other people were going to have for supper. And then before you knew it, you had a couple of kids that weren't yours sitting at your table, and yours were off with somebody else.
They liked their food better.